What's good, Grind Schoolers? It's your boy Rob, and we back in the shop today. Sorry, y'all, my energy a little low, man. I've been doing some work this morning already, but you know what I'm saying? The grind don't stop, man. We gotta get it in. It's almost car season, man. I've been begging for this season since it got cold, man. But anyway, so I gotta get these cars ready. So what we're gonna do today is we are going to adjust the ride height on the Impala. I already been kind of doing it on the front end of the car when I changed the QA1s or put the QA1s in there. So I've been kind of, adjusting it a little bit. I still got a little bit more to go to lift up the car. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. It's super simple. Just get the ratchet and turn the thing or whatever. And then I'm going to bring the back down a little bit more. Just for the time being. It'll probably get lifted up a little bit at a later date, but right now I gotta drop it. So that's pretty much what we're gonna do. We're also going to install the whole front linkage, you know what I'm saying, inner and outer tie rod, center linkage, idler arm, all that stuff, sway bar. I didn't get to do it last week, so I'm attacking that right now this week. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to knock everything out as quickly as I possibly can, just so that, you know what I'm saying, we can, get the Impala rolling, y'all. So anyways, man, I'm not going to talk y'all's ear off. I'm going to go ahead and jump right into the video. I'm going to go ahead and flip this camera around, show y'all what I got going down. And then after that, yeah, you know what I'm saying? After that, we'll, do what we got to do. But anyways, man, before we get started, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification so you get a notification every single time we drop another video. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, y'all, so as you can see, the Impala is ready to go already. I'm about to go ahead and lift the car up, throw it on the jack stand, and pretty much all you got to do, and there's a whole hell of a lot of videos on how to do this, so I'm not going to go over how to do it. We're just going to go ahead and, you know what I'm saying, look at the ride height, and then I'll show you guys what it looks like after I'm done. But pretty much you get the little thing that QA1 sends you, and you get you a ratchet, and you just turn the lock ring, or turn the rings on the QA1 shock spring, whatever, you know what I mean? Super simple. I gotta go turn the rings up because the car has to come up. As you can see, it's cut and tired really good, and that's what I was trying to eliminate with the lowering springs. So we got to bring the front up and we got to bring the back down. So I'm gonna go ahead and get my yardstick, and I'm gonna show you guys how far the car is off of the ground. I'm gonna measure from basically the ground to the fender. I think this side is 26 1/4. That side might be 26 3/4. I'm not 100% sure, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and go with 27 1/2. I think that's exactly what the Elko is too, but we got to bring that up so that when I hit not potholes, because I don't want to hit no potholes, but bumps and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying, the car doesn't bottom out or run into the fender. So that's what I'm trying to avoid. So let me go ahead and get the yardstick, and I'll show you guys how tall it is back here and how tall it is up there, and I'll show you guys the difference once I'm done adjusting the QA1s, how far up we came in the front and how far down we went in the back. So let me go ahead and get that yardstick, and I'll show y'all. All right, y'all, so I got my yardstick. So in the back, I'm measuring from the ground to the top part of the fender. You guys can see that's probably about a little bit more than 28 inches, between 28 and 28 1/4. Don't judge me, I don't know what that is, but you know what I'm saying, I'm not really fluent on the fractions like that, but let's just call it a little bit more than 28. So I'll probably bring the back of the car down to about 28. I think I'll probably bring, or 27 3/4 might work just fine. I'll probably bring the car down, so about a little bit more than 1/4 of an inch in the back. And in the front, you can see from the ground to the fender, we are about 26. Let me go a little bit further over. I think that's about center. A little bit less than 26 1/4. So, or about 26 inches. 26 inches or whatever, and it could be a little bit lower because the wheel is turned. But I think I want to come up to about 26 and let's try 26 and a half. We'll see where we go. 26 and a half. I'll bring it up about a half an inch. If we have to bring it up higher, about 3/4 of an inch, and that's what we'll do. But I'm gonna go ahead and turn it and see how far I get up. About 1/4 inch or whatever, and we'll see. We'll remeasure it and see how it goes. And also, I think the car is obviously down a little bit lower on this side because the wheel is turned. So if I straightened out the wheel, it'll be a little bit higher. But I'm gonna go ahead and jack the car up, start cranking on the QA1s, and then we'll see where it goes from there. All right, y'all. I think I just about achieved what I needed to achieve with this. We are just about a little less than 27. So about 26 and 3/4. I think that's about what I said that I wanted to be at. We're going to lift up the other side, and that might lift up the front on this side a little bit more. But I'm just trying to basically make sure I don't rub, but I can fit my fingers through here, you know what I'm saying, without any issues. There's a bolt right here. That's why I keep getting a little stuck right there. But that's pretty much what I was trying to do, man, is just get the wheel so that when I do hit a bump or whatever, I'm not bottoming out or I'm not rubbing. This thing is sitting on the bump stop though. So what I think I'm gonna have to do is probably get new bump stops, and I think that's actually what you do have to do. But for now, it's all good, man. I'm going to go ahead and probably work on this side. I'll bring the back down a little bit, and then I'll probably just move the car in the middle and then work on that side and that side. So I'm gonna bring this side down, I'm gonna measure it, and then yeah, I think we'll be good to go. I'm gonna lock this one down because the lock ring's not locked yet, but I'm gonna lock this one down. I'm gonna do this one, bring this one down, and then we'll do the other side. So let's go ahead and get to it. All right, y'all. So I think I got it perfect. I could probably come down a little bit more, but it's right on the tire now, which is how I like it. I don't like you to be able to see no wheel gap. If you obviously have been following the channel and you've seen any of my cars, the wheel gap, there's no wheel gap. In the Camaro, there's a little bit in the back, but the front, there's no wheel gap. The Elko, there's no wheel gap. This one, initially there was no wheel gap when I had the lowering springs in it, but it was sitting way too low. But now we got it down to where it's just cutting tire, just a little bit at the top of the tire, which is, you know, perfectly fine. It doesn't have to be like cutting the tire off or nothing, but it's cutting tire just a little bit at the top of the tire. So I'm gonna leave it like that for now, and then after I'm done adjusting everything, we'll see how it settles, and then we will go from there. Now I'm gonna go to the other side. The other side shouldn't be too bad. I shouldn't have to adjust it too much because this side was definitely a lot higher. Like I said, if you've seen when I showed you guys a little bit earlier, there was a lot of wheel gap in there. So if I grab my my yardstick, it is about, now it's about 28 inches. I don't know what I said it was before, but you know what I mean, 28 inches is not bad. We'll see how everything else shapes out. Like I said, I want a little tiny bit of rake, but nothing too like, just a subtle rake. I like a subtle rake, nothing too crazy how it was just a second ago. And then when I get my bigger wheels, they actually should clear just fine under there. And then the wheel gap would go away even more. Now this side of the car, the wheel is pushed in more than the other side of the car. And shout out to the couple of people that reached out to me and said that in order to align that, I have to loosen up the body bushings and move the car over. So that's what I'm gonna do. Obviously that's not gonna get done today. It'll get done at a later date when I get my new wheels. I'll probably do that or work on that. But as far as right now, I'm just trying to get the right height set and figured out so that we can continue to keep on doing what we got to do. But anyways, man, let me go ahead and do the other side, and then after I do the other side, we'll be good, man. Okay. All right, y'all, so got the car jacked up. The linkage looks terrible, so we're gonna take all that out. I'm gonna disconnect that cotter pin up there and get the linkage out of that pitman arm, and then I'm gonna get this idler arm out of there, and those are already loose, so everything will just come right up out of there, and we'll drop it down and then throw the rest of it in, man, and then we should be good to go. Yeah, but anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and get to taking out this idler arm. I gotta hold it or stick a socket in there and then get the nut off on the other side, and then I'll get that cotter pin off, and then this whole linkage should fall right out. I'll measure it, and then I'll go ahead and put my other linkage together. I'm gonna tape it because I need those sleeves, so I'm gonna tape it where the current tie rods are so I can kind of get it as close as possible, and then we can start getting towards getting our alignment done. So let me go ahead and get to it. All right, y'all, so I got the linkage out. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm about to measure it, see what the distance is from there to there. It's probably not gonna be a super accurate, you know what I'm saying, a super accurate, what am I trying to say? You get the point, you know what I'm saying? It's not gonna be super accurate, but at least I have some type of idea when I put the other ones together. Like I said, I need these sleeves, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a piece of tape on each side, and then after I put the tape on there, it should give me, I'll line it up with the old ones, the new ones with the old ones, and it should give me an idea of how far I need to be. So regardless of the situation, it's gonna get aligned, so I'm not tripping too bad, but just for the time being, that's what we got. So let me go ahead and put those together, and then yeah. All right, grind schoolers, we got everything up in there. We got the sway bar tightened down. We got the steering linkage. Everything good. We adjusted the ride height in the back and the front. I'm not gonna drive it too obviously crazy because that ball joint on that side is pretty much a goner, and that one is too at the top. But I am gonna take it for a little bit of a shakedown run to see how she performs, see how she handles, see how she rides, make sure she's not scraping or rubbing. So I'm gonna go ahead and drop the car down, and then we'll go for a little spin real quick. All right, y'all. Man, this thing feels so much more planted. Everything feels comfortable. No more bouncing in the front all crazy. Man, let me go ahead and pull over so y'all can see the profile on this car, man. But no more bouncing all crazy. No more, you know what I'm saying, rubbing, scrubbing. Like I said, I'm taking it a little bit easy because, you know what I'm saying, like I don't want it to be, I'm nervous about that ball joint or whatever, but you know what I'm saying, it hasn't scrubbed once. Leaving the driveway, used to scrub on this side, leaving the driveway, but I got that big, thick sway bar up front. You can tell that the car is just sitting perfect now, man, in the front and the back. No more like super rake in the back. I probably could bring it down a little bit more in the back, but you know what I'm saying, it is what it is for now. But yeah, once I get those ball joints fixed, I'm missing a lug nut too. Once I get those ball joints fixed, I ain't gonna have no problems just going, you know, crazy. Car sitting level. She look good, man. She look good. She feel good. Them QA1s feel really, really good, man. They feel really good. But yeah, man, I just wanted to cut y'all on, show y'all the car real quick. That's gonna basically, you know what I'm saying, conclude everything. Next, I need to probably go ahead and paint my tail lights and stuff, get that all done, probably cut and buff and do a bunch of other stuff, a little bit of touch up painting and stuff, and then we're good, man. Like I said, I gotta get my tubulars all together, but you know, I'm happy that the car's not rubbing or scrubbing no more. Almost full QA1 suspension, not quite yet. We gotta get, you know what I'm saying, the tubulars and all that, but you can see how extended that ball joint is. So I'm not gonna go crazy, man. I'm gonna just baby it back home and then work on getting those tubulars, and then after that, man, we could put everything together. And yeah. All right, grind schoolers, that's gonna do it for this video, man. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Like I said, it was just something that needed to be taken care of on the car, man. I got the whole front center linkage put together. The car feels a lot better as far as like drivability, even with the steering. The suspension feels planted, man. No more bouncing in the front like it's a lowrider, man. No more rubbing in the front. I didn't go real crazy. I wasn't hitting turns like super hard, nothing like that, because I don't want that ball joint to pop on me. But I did, you know what I'm saying, get a good feel for the car. There was no scrubbing, no rubbing at all, nowhere. Not in the back, not in the front, nowhere. I did hit a few little, you know, bumps or waves in the road or whatever. There was no rubbing at all. So shout out to QA1, man. Definitely a good product. Even though I've had my issues, I do rock with QA1, man. So the Elko is full QA1. The Impala is full QA1, with the exception of the front control arms on the Impala and the back control arms on the Elko. I do have the back control arms for the Elko. They're not on the car yet because I'm gonna do something different with the rear end. I didn't want to put all that together and then, you know what I'm saying, have to unloosen it just to take the rear end out. I don't want to do it twice. So with the Impala, on the other hand, I just got to get the tubulars, man. Once I could get them, then, you know, we'll get those on. That will fix my ball joint problem. And yeah, man, like I said, the car will be full QA1 suspension, man. The brakes are great. The car feels amazing, y'all. There's so many things that, you know what I'm saying, like there's a few other things I want to tidy up, like those oil cooler lines. I think my gearbox is leaking too, but right now I ain't gonna really worry about it too much. And there's a couple of other knick-knack things I want to do, transmission filter and all that stuff, and then obviously the exhaust, man, and we're good, man. We're gonna get this car on the road. I do want to make it my daily driver. So with that said, man, you know, we just gonna keep on rocking. We're gonna keep on working. We're gonna keep on getting this car ready to go. It's summertime, baby. It's here. It's here. It feels so good out here, man. I've been waiting for this for months. You guys know how much I complain about the cold, but we here. We have arrived finally, yo. And with that said, man, we just gonna, you know, work our asses off to get these cars ready for the summer. I am going to hold off on the LS for the Elko, because I want to drive my car, man. I ain't gonna hold y'all. I want to drive my car, so we gotta bust our ass trying to get some of the things done on the Elko, like the bed, the body bushings. What else? We gotta get it to emissions so I can get my tags. I want to try to get this dashboard cleaned up. I want to do the undercoating, and the Elko should be ready to rock too. So we're gonna be out here this summer, man. Oh yeah, cut and buff for the Elko. I don't know if I'll get to cut and buff anytime soon on the Impala, but definitely the Elko. So we'll just see what happens. But anyways, man, I'm not gonna hold y'all too long. I'm not gonna keep talking y'all ear off. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification so you get a notification every single time we drop another video. Always remember, work hard so you can live free.